everyone, and welcome to another episode of my favorite F words. Happy New Year, guys. We made it 2021. I know 2020 was not an easy year, but listen, if it has taught us anything, is that we can make it through absolutely anything. You are a survivor, I'm a survivor, and if we can do that, then we can do anything. So, welcome 2021. I'm so glad to be here with you, and as we start the year, I want to take you through my taking stock situation, which is something I do every year, where I just look through the things that I did in the previous years, the things I achieved, the things I didn't achieve, the things I'd like to change, and then basically just plan for the year that's coming, and also do like a little mental check or status check on where I am at currently in my life and what I could do better. So if you're interested in doing this with me, please take along and let's do this. All right, so basically I'm going to tell you about 10 things that basically comprise how I categorize my life. And these 10 things are things that I really had to take time to sit down and see if they really contribute towards the bigger picture of who Fifi needs to be or what Fifi wants to become. So these 10 things, as I take you through them, I'll talk in detail about each one of them, or as much as I can about each particular topic. Let's call them topics. So the first thing is ambition. I am a very big dream kind of girl. I have a lot of things that I want for myself and things that I want to do for myself that I know I need to achieve for myself. And basically what I have done is I've broken these big dreams into small little achievable goals that I can work on every year. And that for me just makes it easy for me to work towards this big dream, only because when it's too big, I can panic, I can freak out, and then I end up not doing anything. However, if I set little steps that I think I can achieve without losing my mind, it makes it easier for me to achieve the big dream. So for example, if it's something to do with like my dream home, I break it down to small things like start saving for land, for example, or start asking about mortgage plans that are favorable for you, or something like consult an architect about a particular plan that you want to have, because you need to know this kind of information before you even start to think, oh, this is the big dream that I want. I'm just going to achieve it in 1 year. I think it's unrealistic. I think having a plan in place really just puts things into perspective, and that's what I like doing with everything that I'm working towards, on my big goals, on the things I'm ambitious about. So I have a vision board that helps me do that. If you'd like to learn about how vision boards work, please let me know in the comment section, and I'll be happy to take you through how vision boards work and how I got to starting to work using a vision board myself. However, I will insert a little clip of my own vision board. It doesn't, by the way, let me tell you, vision boards don't have to be exactly the same. It all depends on, like I said, what you want for yourself. So you have to personalize your vision board to what you want or who you are and things you want for yourself. So that's what I do. So I break down my big dreams into small achievable goals, because for me, that's what makes it easier. So that's what I do in terms of my ambition and my big goals. The other thing is love. I'm lucky to have been blessed with a lot of people who love me deeply and immensely and do everything for me, especially my family and my very close friends. I've also been able to live through what it's like to have love exploited, or where it now turns into a negative thing that affects you both emotionally and mentally and all of these things. So I think I've been lucky to experience a balance of each of these things when it comes to love. But I can say this, the one thing I've learned about love at my 28 years of age is it all comes down to self-love, and that is something that I am very big on currently. Only because I'm of that theory that you can't fill from an empty cup. You can't expect people to treat you a certain way that you don't even treat yourself. You can't expect people to give you a certain level of respect that you don't even give yourself. So like I said, it all goes down to self-love, and for me, that is something I've been working on very aggressively for at least the past 3 years, and I feel like I'm at a good place. I still feel like there's still more I can do, but self-love at the end of the day is it. You have to really be satisfied with, if I don't get love from anyone else, I'm okay with the amount of love I give myself. That can take me through the hard days and the good days and all of that. Once you make peace with that, all the other love I just dropped my notebook. 1 second. Yeah. All the other love just finds itself to you. The minute you master self-love, all the other love that you want or you need finds itself to you. So that's all I have to say about love. Love is self-love. Love is you, because no one will love you or treat you better than you can possibly treat yourself. So make that a priority. Make that something you absolutely have to work on in this coming year. I would highly recommend that. Mental health. I am very big on mental health again, only because I think it's sort of tied to the self-love points I just made. There's not much you can do if things are not good up here, and I know that, like I said, because I've been through it, where, don't get me wrong, I'm the type of person whom I can be struggling, but you would never know, only because if there's work to be done, I will do it. If there's a function to go to, I will attend it. If there's a joke I need to tell to make everyone happy, I will tell it. But at the end of the day, when I come back to my bed and I'm alone, I am lost and I am sad and I'm really struggling. And I don't think that's fair. It's not fair to ensure that everyone else around you is good, or everyone else around you is happy, or everyone else around you is comfortable, but you're not. So that's why I say mental health is absolutely important. So much so that for me, I have been considering going for therapy. However, I know therapy is not really a big thing here in Rwanda. Also, I've not heard of too many specialists. I think I've had like 3 therapists because normally therapy here is more of like people who are like legit cray, like you actually are crazy, you have to go to a mental institution type of situation. I'm crazy, but I'm not like crazy. So but I still feel like I need to talk to somebody about what goes on in here, only because, and not because I think I am miserable or I have a problem. I just think we need to explore what's going on in my mind so that I can figure it out. So because once I do, then I can figure out everything else that happens within me and outside of me and around me. So yes, I am highly considering therapy. In fact, I feel like 2021 is the year that I'm finally going to start doing it, only because I feel like mental health is a #1 priority. Everybody should make it a priority. Make sure that you are good in your head, in your mind, in your soul. Make sure everything is 100. Otherwise, everything you're doing is for no reason whatsoever. It's all a waste of time. The other thing that, because I know seeing therapists not always, it's a luxury that not everybody can afford. I have been reading a lot of like self-help content, and I've been listening to a lot of like self-help podcasts, only because, again, like I said, I have made it a priority to make sure that my mental health is really good. And since I can't necessarily do therapy at the moment, or I was not able to do it in the past, I've been just consuming a lot of content that I think is good for me to figure out what's going on in my head and try to fix it. So if that's something, again, you would want to get into, I can put a few recommendations in the description box of what I've been using that has been helping me, and you can check it out and use it for yourself. I would highly recommend also using a lot of self-help content to get your mental health right. The other thing that I have learned that has absolutely changed my mind is gratitude. Let me tell you, the day I really accepted and learned gratitude, my life changed forever. And the other thing is, people always think that for you to be grateful, something big has to have happened for you. something life-changing has to have happened to you, but that's not true. Waking up alone is something to be super grateful for. Having something to eat every day is something to be super grateful for. You know, like having a job. Gosh, the number of people unemployed, especially with COVID, and the number of people who lost their jobs, it's ridiculous. That is something to be super grateful for. You know, having even one friend who checks on you now and then is something to be super grateful for. So for me, I have learned to be so grateful, and out of that gratitude, a lot more has been blessed upon me, has been given to me. And honestly, I don't know, it's like magic. I'm not even kidding you, it's like magic. Like, I can be grateful for the smallest thing, and then the next thing I know, something big that I've been dying to get just falls into my lap. Like I said, I don't know how it works, but gratitude is it. So even again, for your mental, just practice a lot of gratitude in everything you do, even if it's something very small. I promise you, it's going to be life-changing. The other point is loss, because life is not always going to be perfect. Loss is inevitable. Loss is always going to happen. And when I say loss, I do not just mean in terms of like losing loved ones, because yes, that's one of them. I personally don't know how to act when I'm grieving. I don't know how to act around people who are grieving. I try to be there for them the best way I can. But loss is something I'm still on a journey of learning how to process it and how to handle it, how to deal with it. Last year alone, I lost 2 very close family members, but I think even now I haven't really processed it, because for me, I'm just like, I'm the type who I'm just like, let's handle this situation, get the funeral arrangements done, all of that, deal with that. Then I'll deal with the loss or the grieving much later. I put it off for later. So loss, again, is something I'm not very knowledgeable about in terms of grieving, in terms of losing a loved one. But that's something, again, I need to work on this year, because I know it's a very important aspect, because we're not guaranteed how long we have on this earth. So the sooner I can learn how to process it, the sooner I can know how to deal with losing close people to me. But apart from loss of like when death takes someone from you, there's loss of friendships, even people who thought you'd be in your life forever, and now they're not. And it almost feels like this person has actually died when someone leaves your life unexpectedly, or in a way you never in a million years thought they would leave your life. It almost feels as bad as them dying. But what I've come to learn with that, in terms of losing somebody who's close to you, in terms of just losing that connection with them, is take as long as you need to heal. Let nobody tell you, it's been 1 year, move on already. No. Take as long as you need to for you to heal, because we are not the same people. We do not do things the same way. I do not process things the same way you do. So take as long as you need to feel your pain, to grieve that person, to accept what has happened, and then to let it go, because that is the only way that you can truly move on from that situation. Is go through all this. Don't try to rush through anything. Don't try to skip the steps. Don't try to get another fix to cover up or take the place of what you just lost. Don't do that, because all you're doing is postponing the pain, which will eventually hit you one day, and it will be too big for you to now process, and then you become crazy and you'll lose it. So take as long as you need to process the loss of a friendship or somebody who's close to you that is no longer necessarily close to you. In terms of loss of opportunities, you have to learn how to cherish what went right about a certain opportunity or a certain relationship. Dwell on the good stuff. Learn from the bad stuff, like really learn, so that you don't do the same mistake ever again in your life, because then you're a clown. Ain't nobody got time to be clowning in 2021. Learn what you need to learn, and then plan for the future accordingly. But yeah, that's all I have to say about loss for now. Um, travel. Travel is a big thing for me. Only because again I feel like it also shapes your character. The places you go to, the people you meet, the things you see, they really influence what you do with your life and how you move forward in your life. So travel is a very big thing for me. Um, I as of again 2 years ago, I started my travel journey only because I was one of those girls who could easily be in Rwanda for a year or 2 years straight, not going anywhere, and I'd feel unbothered. But then at one point I was like, what am I doing? I'm literally wasting my life. And that's when things changed. So what I've done that at least works for me is I break it down to like little trips that I can take that one are pocket friendly, that again can still give me that same feeling of travel and being someone, seeing something new and experiencing new people. I have started my visit Rwanda journey. Yes, thank you very much. I've been to a couple of places in Rwanda that I had not been to, and I still have a lot more that I want to go to. And also regionally, internationally, I've just come up with a plan, like a solid plan of the places I want to see before I leave this earth, and hook or crook I'm going to do it. And I have set up like a savings plan. Listen, consulted, with travel agencies, everything. And I just tell myself each year I should see one big destination and a couple of like local tourism locations, and so far that's what I'm doing, and it works. But travel is absolutely important. And that's the other thing. I feel like for the longest time I used to tie my travel experiences to who am I traveling with. I have to be with somebody, I have to be with one of my friends, I have to be with family. But these things never work. That's the thing with traveling with other people, is 90% of the time it always ends in planning and planning and planning and planning, but never really doing. So yeah, that's you have to just learn to be able to travel alone and experience the world alone, and be happy with that and be content with that, because that's also very important. So yeah. The other thing is fun. Oh yes, even fun, same thing as travel. You have to plan your fun. What I've learned is, because especially in these times where you're not really sure what's going to happen, you're not really sure if your friends are going to come through for you and you'll do that fun thing you've always wanted to do, or your family's going to come through for you and you'll do that fun thing you've always wanted to do. It's just better to plan for it yourself and just do it. Don't wait for nobody, just do it. And honestly, that's what I've been doing, especially this 2021. I am very, very, very serious about having fun alone. If it means me driving somewhere alone and parking and just taking in nature, I will do that. But what I will not do is feel like I'm wasting away my life not doing fun things just because I'm waiting on other people to do them with me. So yeah, that's what I have to say on fun. Friendships. Friendships are an interesting topic for me, only because I was once the girl who has had like 100 friends, or what I thought were friends but were more of acquaintances, but I used to call them friends. But now I'm not ashamed to call someone who I've not seen in 2 or 3 years, we've not met once, we've not called each other once, an acquaintance. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter what kind of relationship we had before these years happened. Now this is where we're at. I think there's a reason as to why we've not talked in so long. There's a reason as to why we're not in each other's lives, and that's okay. There's no hard feelings. It's just, it happens, that's life. But now you're not my friend, you're an acquaintance, just somebody I know or used to know. Who are my friends? Honestly, I prefer keeping a very small group of people as my friends, only because friendships are hard, and they can drain you and they can take a lot out of you, but also they can build you and they can make you a different person, a better person. So you have to be very critical about who you bring into your life and who you let have access to your life and to you like that. I've personally just brought it down to like a few people who can really get into my life, like that who have an entrance into my life, who can see into my life. But the others I keep at a nice little safe distance, because I'm very protective of my energy now that, yeah, I'll not be friends with just anybody. I have to be very critical about who is around me. Also, there's this statement that I like reminding myself of, that says you're like the average of like the 5 people whom you keep around you. So if you keep people around you who are boring, you're around people who are boring all the time, you're also going to be boring. If you keep yourself around people who are hustlers, you're gonna be a hustler too eventually. So I'm of that mindset big time. So even the people I keep around me, for me, they have to serve a purpose. I have to see something in them that I'm just like, listen, I can learn something from you, and I can teach you something, and we can both exchange energies and vibes and lessons that can change our lives for the good, for the better. So yeah, so that's what I have to say about friendships. Just, I keep my circle small, and I'm happy with that, and I'm comfortable with that, and that's what I intend to do in 2021. It's not about to change. And also reciprocation of energy. Really, I don't want to be with I don't want to have a relationship with anybody who I feel like I'm doing the most for them. I'm always the one giving. And when I say giving, it doesn't even have to be materialistic things. Even energy, like really, I'm always the one who's calling, I'm always the one who's checking on you, I'm always the one who's telling jokes. Come on, I need to feel like there's a reciprocation of energy, in the sense that, you know, you give and you take. You know, like we are exchanging equally, not even equally. I don't even think there's a way to measure whether things are equal or not. But all I'm saying is, I need to feel like there's something that gives out of this relationship, and that's why I want to maintain it. Otherwise, bye Felicia. It is what it is. Yeah. Family. What I've learned about family is, listen, at least my family, they're all you have. They're all you always have, and there's nothing that you can ever do that is too bad for them to handle. Nothing, absolutely nothing. The love will always remain constant. Yes, they will bash you, yes, they'll lecture you, yes, they'll correct you where you're doing wrong, but the love will always be the foundation of everything that they do for you and with you. And I've learned that, and now I'm very grateful for that. My family is my rock. I am intentional about maintaining a relationship with each member of my family, only because, like I said, now that I'm older, I know the value of family. I understand it, and I appreciate it more. So yeah, that's what I have to say about family. Listen, if you have an issue with any member of your family, your blood, better fix it, because I promise you, it's not worth it. These are people who are going to be in your life forever, whether you want it or not, unless it's super toxic and you know they just need to get out of your life. But if it's not something major, you better fix it, because these are people, you know. So yeah, that's what I have to say about family. Finances. Ooh, finances is something that's very big for me, only because I keep dwelling on some opportunities, or like money that I didn't spend the way I should have, or should have invested better. But now I'm trying to learn, you know, that, you know, what is gone is gone. I can't get that money back. So I'm trying to be a lot more intentional about my spending. It has to be something planned for. It has to be something that I feel is going to be impactful for my life, not just in the short run, but in the long run. What is there that I'm trying to salvage, that I'm spending on, or that, you know, like I'm very intentional about how I'm spending my money. I'm very intentional about how I'm investing my money, and budgeting and planning. I'm very intentional with all of that. I am personally, I feel like, because I think it's also a society thing, especially in Rwanda, where everybody's trying to keep up with the Joneses. If I see a certain person dressing a certain way, I want to dress like that. Especially, I get also with social media. Oh my God. If I see somebody, you know, driving a certain car, I want to drive it. If I see somebody, no. Listen, stay in your lane. I've learned to stay in my lane. I am happy with what I have. I am content with what I have. God knows I am content with what I have. And whatever else I want that I feel is a necessity, I will work towards. But I am not going to, blow up my bank account to maintain a certain lifestyle just because everyone else is doing it. I am not going to do that. So yeah, so maybe do the same. Be very intentional with your spending. That's a very, very important thing to do. The last point, because I feel like this video has gone on forever, is spirituality. Some say spirituality is God, some say spirituality is going to church, some say spirituality, call it what you want. For me, spirituality is being in sync with the universe and being in sync with the guy up there. I don't have to go to church every Sunday for me to be in the good books with him. I'm not even being in the good books with him anyway. Like I keep having to redefine what spirituality is for me almost every day, only because I just want to be a good person. I am working towards becoming a good person, and if that guarantees me a one-way ticket to heaven, great. But I just want to live this life knowing that I've lived an impactful life, and I have been a good person, because that's what brings me happiness. So for me, spirituality has been more about just finding my way towards becoming a better person, not just for me but also the people around me, and being happy with that. Yeah, that's what spirituality has been for me. Just being in sync with also the universe and putting out, the very best intentions and the very best vibes out into the universe, and just hoping that all of those good vibes come back to me. So yeah, that's what I have to say about spirituality. I think those are all my 10 points. I feel like this video is going to be very long. I'm really sorry about that. But I hope you get to learn something, and please share with me what you do when you're doing your taking stock, and what you do when you're planning for your year. I'd love to learn from you. Please reach me on my social media. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share this content. As I prepare to get into the year and bring you a lot more interesting content, I just want to let you know that you are loved and you matter and you're important. And never forget that you are so important. Even when you feel like you're not, you are. Promise, you are. Maybe not to yourself at that moment, but you are. There's somebody who deeply cares for you and loves you, and you might not even know this person directly, but there's always somebody. Even God, gosh, God loves you like crazy. So just keep remembering that, and you'll get through it, whatever it is that you might be struggling with. Although I hope you're not struggling with anything. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling at this point. Alright, thank you for watching, and have a very, very blessed new year. Take care, stay safe. COVID is real. Stay safe, and love you. Take care.